Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I hope you are all in the best of health. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Aisha K. So, you're welcome to the Ramadan series 2020. So, before we dive into today's video, let's talk about Ramadan a bit. Ramadan is basically one of the months in the Islamic calendar, where Muslims all around the world have to fast for 29 or 30 days. Fasting basically means no food, no drink or water or sexual intercourse from dawn to dusk. So let's dive into today's video. Okay, so today's video basically is going to be talking about one of the surahs of the Quran. As I said earlier, I'll be giving you some of the lessons we can learn from the surah. So we are going to start with Suratul Fatiha. So Suratul Fatiha means, or Fatiha basically means the opener or the opening. Another name we can call Suratul Fatiha is Kitab, that's mother of the book or mother of the Quran. It's also called the Great Recital. This surah is one of the most important surahs in the Quran, and is also one of the underrated surahs in the Quran, but it's so important in the Quran to the point that we say it in every salah, in every prayer, or in every rakat of every prayer. We're supposed to say Suratul Fatiha before we say any other surah. I mean, it's so important that there are so many verses, or there are so many hadiths that the Prophet talks about the benefits or the importance of Suratul Fatiha. One narration that we know about where the Prophet's companion were traveling, and one of them kind of like hailed the leader of a particular place, and when he was asked what he did or how he hailed the leader, he told them he just read Suratul Fatiha, he just read the Kitab. So that's another importance of Suratul Fatiha. Also, in another narration, the Prophet talks about Suratul Fatiha being the greatest surah in the Quran. So there's a narration where he told one of his companions that it's one of the greatest surahs in the Quran, and he started reciting Suratul Fatiha. Major lesson we can learn from Suratul Fatiha is the fact that it talks about the mercy of Allah. So in the first 2 or 3 verses, we saw Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, which talks about the mercy of Allah. Ar-Rahman basically talks about the mercy of Allah for all of mankind. If you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, so it talks about that mercy of Allah in this life or in this. Ar-Rahim talks about the mercy of Allah in the hereafter. So it's in the first verse, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim again. So it's kind of like teaches us the mercy of Allah. So wherever we've gone wrong, Allah is merciful. He's always ready to forgive, so we should always go back to Him. So that's one of the major lessons we can learn from Suratul Fatiha. The next lesson we can learn from Suratul Fatiha basically is it teaches us how to worship Allah. So we see that from the first 5 verses, it's basically praises Allah. It talks about the goodness of Allah, the mercy of Allah, how Allah is the King. So before the next verse, asking Allah to do something for us, which is to guide us. So it's kind of like teaches us how to worship God. So you kind of like praise God first, and then you go on to ask for whatever you want to ask for. So we saw that Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, that was praising God. So I praise Allah. Rahman Rahim, that's the most, I praise Allah who is the most beneficent and the most merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, he's the king on the day of judgment. So we saw that the surah is kind of like praising Allah. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Him alone we worship and Him alone we ask for help. So you're kind of like giving Allah so much, like all the authority He deserves. And then Allah goes on to say that after you've given me all these praises, whatever you ask for, I'm going to grant it to you. So the next verse after all those 5 verses is a prayer, kind of like a dua, asking Allah to guide us to the straight path. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Guide us to the straight path. And the next verse is kind of like specifying the kind of path we want, as the path of those whom Allah has bestowed His mercy and blessings on. So it basically shows us that whenever we want to ask Allah for something, we could praise Allah, glorify Him, and then we go on to ask for whatever we want to ask for. So the last lesson we can learn from Suratul Fatiha is the fact that we don't pray just for ourselves, we pray for everybody. So we saw that the only time we prayed in Suratul Fatiha, that's Ihdina Suratul Mustaqim, guide us to the straight path. We didn't say guide me to the straight path, we said us. Ihdina, na is the Arabic pronoun for us. So it talks about Allah guiding everybody, or you, the whoever is praying or reciting the Surah Al-Fatiha, you're praying for everybody, you're not just praying for yourself. So it teaches us that we should learn to pray not just for ourselves but for everybody else. So those are some of the lessons we can learn from Surah Al-Fatiha, and also some of the important things to note from Surah Al-Fatiha. And I want to say a big thank you to Ridwan for coaching me or taking me through this, giving me the motivation. May Allah continue to bless you and grant you beneficial knowledge. So if you have any questions about Ramadan, today I've talked about what Ramadan is, what we do in Ramadan, and that kind of thing. So if you have any questions about Ramadan, I'm going to leave down my social media handles, so you just comment down or write down your question and then I'll answer it in the next video. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for the love you've been showing me so far. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Yeah, and also don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment. You can comment your questions about Ramadan down below as well, and subscribe. You want to subscribe? I know, so go ahead and subscribe. Thank you.